Happy Friday. And I can't believe it's another Friday again. Well, I guess when we are having fun with every day that we are experiencing, the life is just looking too good and our days just passing by too fast. So I want to celebrate each one of you who is coming live to watch this episode. And if you're watching live, happy Passover if you are celebrating that holiday. My dad is Russian Jew. And on his side, we do celebrate, but we do not make such a big deal about it because, again, coming from former Soviet Union, we were not religious. So I just recognize the traditions. I'm not fully immersed in them, and that's the way I like to keep it. But happy Passover to everyone who is celebrating and who is watching me live. And if you are going to watch me in the replay, just comment replay so I know you tuned it and I know that we can exchange this beautiful energy. And if this is the first time you're tuning in, hello, Teresa. How beautiful. Yeah, the Friday is going well. It's just beautiful. I can't believe it's another Friday and it's pretty sunny and warm in New York City. How is it by you? And I just wanted to remind everybody that this is Vibe High Fridays, where we are learning little by little how do we actually raise our vibration and how we attract the reality that we desire, not just from our thoughts, but actually with our words, with our actions, how we materialize what we really want in our life. And if this is the first time you are tuning in, my name is Irina Portnova. I call myself Manifestation Star because I manifested amazing things in my life. And I am here to teach you how to do it consciously with fun and with ease and grace. And today we have a fun topic. It's all about be the vibe, let it arrive. What does it mean? What does it mean to be the vibe? Because again, we are all vibrational beings. And if we all tuning in into, remember when we were learning from the physics that everything in this world is made out of energy and everything is vibrating. A lot of times we do not see the objects are moving because their rate of vibration is very, very slow, right? So the idea is that everything is vibrating. We are living in the ocean of motion. And the more we understand how our energy works when we are in that state of vibration, the more we can connect to that. And the more we understand that our vibe actually reflects our life, right? So if we really want to attract something bigger, something better to our life, we learn how to ride the wave. And that's exactly what we are doing. And the more we are tuning into this work, I always love to compare ourselves as the surfer, right? Because sometimes that wave just hits us in the face and it can turn us around. But we are learning and we are growing with this work. We are learning how do we actually stay on that beautiful wave ride and how we are not collapsing, right? So Teresa says, I believe actions speak louder than words. Oh my God, so true, right? And we all can connect to that. Personally, I prefer the vibe of my dragon family, and I would not have it either way. Absolutely. And I love it, right? We just connect to something that really gives us life, something that keeps us in the moment, and something that gives us that joy. Because the more we connect with the joy, the more we connect with the fun, we start seeing that, hey, our life is reflecting to us what we are keeping inside of us. And we are continuing our conversation because, yes, we are living in the ocean of motion and everything is in emotion, right? So, Teresa, so I didn't invent these phrases. They are coming from great teachers and great masters. And I'm just like reinforcing them. And, the word emotion, it comes for energy in motion, and that's exactly how we are living our life. And the more we connect with that energy in motion, the more we understand when what is our biological rhythm and when is for us the time to slow down and where is the time for us to move and speed up on everything what we are doing, right? So today we are talking about be the vibe and let it arrive. What do I mean by that? Because a lot of times, so we are waiting for the circumstances to change, we are waiting for our facts to change, and we are saying, okay, when I am going to have more money, then I can do something. When I am going to have that partner, then I'm going to be happy. When my kids are going to grow up, then I have more time for myself. But the idea is, it's just the illusion. We are waiting and sitting and just delaying that time that we can actually live our life in the present moment. So, my invitation today is just to say that I would love to connect to that vibe today. I'm not going to wait until the circumstances are changing because circumstances will adjust once we are changing. I'm going to repeat it again, that our circumstances will adjust once we are changing. And that's exactly how energy works, right? So a lot of times we want something, and my invitation is we start acting as if, right? It doesn't mean that we are pretending, but it means that it's showing up in our personality, the way we make decisions, the way we move with confidence, the way we become resilient to every no, because every no gets us closer to our yes. And that's what it makes this work even more beautiful, right? So I just wanted to give you a real life example, because a lot of times when I talk in these bigger concepts, not everybody grasps. So I want to make it simple. Remember the time when, or maybe you are still working for somebody, and let's say you were changing the jobs, you were updating your resume, you just made a beautiful, like appearance, great outfit. What were the thoughts that were common for you when you were going on that interview? Did you want to be more presentable? Did you want to have more confidence? Did you want to be liked and get in this job, right? So that's exactly what we are practicing, because confidence is something that we are learning in action. The more we start collecting the evidence that it does work, right? Our work matters. People are coming. The right people are always attracted to us. The more we can magnetize that energy, the more we realize that something is always brewing for us. Even though sometimes we might not see it all at once, because again, on the energetic plane, the shift happens much faster, but it takes time until it comes to our plane of the physical plane, right? And I love to give the analogy, like, let's think you're going to a nice restaurant and you just, like, come in and it's packed because it's a great place. It's like number one restaurant. Everybody goes there for celebration. And you're sitting and you picked up these the delicious dishes. And you know that you would have to wait because it takes time. There are a lot of people to serve. And once it's prepared, you do not mind to wait, because at the end, you are going to have this delicious meal. At the end, you are going to enjoy the experience. So, what do we do while we are waiting? We are enjoying the process. We are actually engaging in the conversation. Yes, put our phones away, right? We are not here to rush. We are here for the experience, right? So we talk to the person, we just, feel that great energy. And when the food arrives, we can actually amplify their enjoyment and the experience. So the same thing happens when we are manifesting something in our life. Even though somebody does not show up for us right away, it's not a proof that it's not working. It just, I always invite my clients, stay involved in the process. The outcome is there, it's already yours. But now it takes up the steps, it takes up some time for us to receive what we desire. So when we say act as if, that means that I am not going to be upset if something doesn't show up for me the way that I desire. I'm continue focusing myself. How can I improve the process? What is the way to connect with my people and actually attract these people, right? Because it's all about being in the right environment. And the more we are staying in the right environment, the more we are going to attract. How do we bring ourselves to that right environment? Just sit with the thoughts that we are already energetically there. And the more we are staying on that frequency, the more we are attracting our reality. And the people come into our path, the opportunities show up on our way. And again, it's all about consistency. And if you are doing this kind of work for a while, you already know that consistency is over intensity. It's not about just doing these gigantic steps and then just relax. It's every day doing something that brings us closer to where we want to be. And these baby steps are taking us to the mountain Everest. And the more we connect with that, the more we realize that, hey, everything that I'm doing matters. Because even maybe I'm not able to put these pieces of the puzzle together right now, but I know with the time I look back and I say, okay, now I understand why that experience was given to me in life, because there was a lesson for me to learn. And because I become more resilient, because I trust myself more, because I become more confident. So that's exactly what I mean by saying be the vibe, because the more we are enjoying ourselves, the more we are in trust, the more we are relaxed, the more we are going to actually attract exactly the reality that we desire, right? And we do not have to do it all at once. Every day is going to reveal something for us. Every day we are going to experience something, new people, new opportunities, new meetings. And the more we embrace the experience, because at the end of the day, we are not as so ecstatic when we have what we wanted, what we manifested, but who we become in the process. That becomes even more important, because now we have that resilience. Now we have that inner strength. Now we have the trust in ourselves, knowing that if everything is taken away from us, we'll be able to create it over and over and over again, because now we have the skills, now we have the experience, now we have that mindset that is actually connecting the dots much faster, and we are able to just reinvent ourselves again and again and again. And that's exactly where the power comes. It doesn't come from watching the news and be constantly in fear, because that's exactly what they want us to do, to constantly be in fear that something is going on in the world, that the economy is not great, that the prices are rising, that like we are not sure how our partner is going to be with us, right? When we stop looking for the outside circumstances and outside people and their behaviors to determine what is our greatness, when we stop giving our power away and understand that we are the ones in charge of making the peace for our life, we are the ones in charge to open ourselves to the greatness that we desire and something that each one of us can connect to. We are in charge to create our own reality. When we stop to give our power away to somebody else, we realize that we have so much. We have so much potential that we are not actually exercising. And that's the beauty of this life, right? And Teresa says, for me to slow down in regularly around 7 p.m. each day. And yes, for you and your love. Shanira always tells me to listen to my body, and I never do. I have to stop ignoring it and listen to it. Definitely, definitely. And our body always know before our mind catches up, right? And the more we connect with that, the more we realize that learning how to listen to our body, learning how to pick up on our intuition, that is the guidance that we always going to have. And I meant to share that story. And that's exactly, Teresa, your comment brought it in, because I was just remembering when we had these couple of snow days in New York City where, like there was a lot of snow, terrible wind. And I have this beautiful outside cat that, like I have the house for her. She lives there. She knows this is has space. I feed her, and during the snow I was worrying about her. I was like, I don't know how she's going to be there outside, right? She wouldn't come inside, and I really really worried about her. And then a couple of days later, when everything was calm and clean, she showed up. And I was just, like it brought back the realization that look at the nature, look at the animals. Nobody is frantic the way that the humans are, because we are constantly living in our logical mind. We are constantly in our head, forgetting that we have that perfect GPS inside of us, which is intuition. For the animals, their intuition works perfect because they are not sitting in their mind, right? So what it is, just that intuitively, it just, tells them, search for the shelter. Even though they do not watch the forecast, they do not know what's going on, right? But I just wanted to give that example and to show that we also all can connect to our intuition. And the more we connect to the intuition, the less frantic we are going to become on a day to day basis, the less frantic we are going to be in terms of making the decisions, and the more peaceful we become. And guess what? When we are more peaceful, we start really connecting to the miracles, and we start connecting to the greatness. And that's when manifestation comes to the fruition, where you see and it feels like you are riding that surfer board and you are a freaking expert because you know how to navigate and you're just staying on top of that wave. And Teresa says, we had cats growing up and I loved them so much. Yeah, Teresa, I'm such a cat lover. I have in the house one black cat, and I just love him because cats are actually taking out the negative energies from us. So they are actually doing the job, especially at nighttime when we are resting and, like when we are very vulnerable. They are protecting us from, yes, they are protecting us from any negative interference. So, yeah, cats are very, very powerful. So that was me for today. And Teresa, thank you so much. Love you. Thanks for stopping by. You have a beautiful, beautiful weekend. And just think about what is something that you can increase your vibe in, just to show up as the person who running your successful creative business, and just connect to that energy and take the step from that energy, right? Because once we are in that state of being, when we can take better decisions, you'll see you come up with the steps that you would never come up when we are upset or frustrated, right? So connect more to that vibe where everything is already a done deal. Show up more confident, even if we do not know all the steps. Send that message, invite people, even though we are not sure how it's all going to play out. The more we are going to give ourselves the chances to try, the more we are growing into another version of ourselves. And if somebody, I know that Teresa is subscribed to my newsletter. If somebody does not subscribe to my newsletter, here is a great time. Just click on that link, bit.ly / live news 88, and you keep plugging in connected with all the news on the manifestation. Each week, I'm giving great tips, the great tools, so you can start and just, exploring what this is all about, because this is magical, it's miraculous, and I would love to share it with everybody. So the more happy people we are going to have on the planet, the better our world is going to be. Love you all. Have a beautiful weekend, Teresa. Thanks so much for stopping by. All the best with your cuteness, with your beautiful dragons. And I'll see everybody on the next episode. Bye.